Hey, hey, y'all see Mozart right there in the back and shit, right? He's geeking. Dude is literally geeking like shit. He wants some snacks and treats. I actually feel kind of bad for him because his treats, I kind of, yeah, Amazon took him off of Prime. So it was gonna take like a week for his treats to get here. And he's just over there looking like a weefer, waiting for his next hit. Look at him. Like that's all. He's just standing right there waiting for a treat or so. I kind of feel bad for him. But that's just a side note, bruh. We've had like a whole bunch of wild stuff has happened in this past week. I was busy, and then the light won't even turn on and shit. I gotta get a new light, y'all. That's crazy. I got this motherfucking light from the pawn shop. Look at this shit. This light, bruh. I'm not gonna lie. I think that light was made like in the World War II times. I'm pretty sure it is very, very old, bruh. But we going to war with Iran. Trump sent us to war with Iran. That's how deep these Epstein files is. These Epstein files is so egregious. The files is so egregious, and with the things that the Mossad has on Trump and his affiliates, or the things that Trump has done to blackmail other people or some. That's my theory. I think Trump and Epstein was road dogs. I think they was tied in together and they was damn nearly best friends. Okay, I'm pretty sure about that. I don't think Trump's too he's too controlling and power hungry to just throw himself on a platter for Jeffrey Epstein. Let's be totally honest. To not control anything, to just relinquish his rights to talk shit like how he liked to talk shit. I don't think so. It don't make sense to me, to be totally honest. I don't think he was playing the same role as someone like a Bill Gates or even a Stephen Hawking. You know what I'm saying? Like, or Bill Clinton. I think him and Epstein were co cooperating together in a sense. Because the only reason why I say that is because the way Trump talks to his peers or like other politicians is like very like he got something on them that they don't have on him. You know what I'm saying? Like he just got them. He got his foot on their neck. No, there's no politicians that really come out at him like that in that type of manner. You know what I'm saying? And if they could, they definitely would. But he's definitely compromised. Like they was doing some very, very bad stuff. But yeah, let's get into it.
From members of the House Oversight Committee about the Jeffrey Epstein files. The former First Lady, Senator, and Secretary of State agreed to speak in that closed-door session after considerable pressure. It was a warm-up act, essentially, for the main event tomorrow, a similar appearance by her husband, former President Bill Clinton, who had more tangible ties to the late finance.
Oh, dirty Bill. Look at him. Sheesh. The eyes, Chico. That's crazy. You know he done see some wild ass stuff, man. He just like wow.
And sexual offenders.
Oh,
Chief Congressional
Lord.
Correspondent Chad Pergram is in Chappaqua, New York tonight with the latest. Good evening, Chad.
Brett, good evening. Hillary Clinton just came out a couple of moments ago. She said she will not talk to the committee again. She said that she found most of the questioning to be repetitive. She said she was even asked about Pizzagate. Now, the Clintons, they dodged subpoenas.
She know about Pizzagate. Come on now. She know about that pizza. She had emails talk about Pizza this and Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Papa Juan's, all types of pizza. Like what? Domino's? She a wild person.
For months. They only agreed to testify after the committee voted to hold them in contempt of Congress. Now, Democrats believe that Bill Clinton's appearance could compel the committee to call President Trump.
This committee has now set a new precedent about talking to presidents and former presidents. And we're demanding immediately that we ask President Trump to testify in front of our committee.
Bruh, the
Now,
wench. The wench and the warlock. The witch and the warlock, if we're gonna be totally honest. This is a witch and this is a warlock. In real terms, they really were, if we're gonna be honest.
questioned how Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell used the connections to
Wow.
hide illegal activities. Jeffrey Epstein.
Bro, they look evil, bruh. It's like 3 a.m. You in a room and these two just show up, bruh. Chill.
Donated to the Clinton Foundation.
Wow, what's good,
In a statement,
bruh?
Hillary Clinton said, quote, "I do not recall ever encountering Mr. Epstein." The former Secretary of State said she had nothing to add. Democrats question why the committee focused on her.
Don't step on the keyboard, bruh.
The Democrats voted to subpoena the Clintons. The Democrats voted with the Republicans to hold the Clintons in contempt. So the Democrats have just as many questions for the Clintons as the Republicans. So this isn't a partisan witch hunt.
Questions paused when Republican Lauren Boebert leaked a photo of the former First Lady in the deposition.
I really admire her blue suit, so I wanted to capture that for everyone.
Why did you send the picture? Why did you send the picture?
Why not?
Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick is mentioned in the files. Lutnick told lawmakers he did not have a relationship with Epstein, but he visited Epstein
I'm looking at my cat. Dude done hopped up on the desk now. He being all intrusive, so.
Island with his family.
So that he is well chill, you feel me? He is well chill with the gang, you feel me?
Are considering a summons for Lutnick.
That's very possible, and I think I think it's a good possibility that his name will arise in some questioning today.
Now, as I said, Hillary Clinton came out and talked to reporters for about 5 minutes. She was in the hearing room here for about 6 hours. She came at 11 o'clock. We mentioned there were those brief pauses, and here's what she said when she came out and talked to the press.
It was disappointing that they refused to hold a public hearing, so I wouldn't have to be out here characterizing it for you. You could have seen it for yourself.
Now, the marquee event is tomorrow with former President Clinton, and the committee will release videos of both depositions in a few days. Brett, back to you.
Okay, Chad Pergram live in Chappaqua. Chad, thanks. We'll have more on this with the panel later on.
The obviously most attention is with Bill Clinton, who was on this plane of Epstein at least 16 times. There's some very embarrassing photos that have come out in these files. But today, Hillary Clinton will face some equally difficult questions.
Hey, bruh, this dude done skipped us all the way. I said don't step on the keyboard, bro. He done skipped us all the way to 32 minutes. That's crazy. Wow.
Former Attorney General Bill Barr, when Chairman Comer asked him about the allegations in his view.
She said she never met Jeffrey Epstein. She's lying. Dog. Like she was the wife that was put up in the house doing her wifely duties. Like she wasn't stepping toe in step with Bill. Okay.
About Russia's involvement in my election in 2016. So at the very end of this hearing, after I made that point, I want to commend Chairman Comer for raising a series of significant questions that I responded to about the nature of the investigation and the areas that I thought should be explored. So I appreciated that. I want to see the truth come out. So that was a reassuring way to end a very long, repetitive deposition.
Madam Secretary, you spoke in your opening remarks about how heartbroken you have been.
You look like y'all still asking me more questions. Oh, Lord. Oh.
For the Epstein survivors as these files have come out. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you have processed and reacted to the fact that the former president, your husband, Bill Clinton, is referencing the Epstein files numerous times, including in some photos featuring women? And how have you been personally preparing for the deposition that is coming tomorrow? Are you 100% confident that there isn't anything that the former president knows about Epstein's crimes?
I am, and I think the chronology of the connection that he had with Epstein ended years.
They even used to call him Epstein. They had a little slang, little nickname for him.
Several years before anything about Epstein's criminal activities came to light, and that he was charged and sadly given a sweetheart deal, which, as I said in my statement, had that not happened, perhaps his predatory behavior could have been stopped earlier. But
y'all, probably the reason why he got a sweetheart deal, he had connections to people like Bill Clinton, a former president. Let's be totally honest. He Mossad connections to Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, Stephen Hawkins. Are you surprised he got a slap on the wrist?
I think it is fair to say that the vast majority.
But hold on, I'm gonna let it roll. But like I said in the video before in past tense, let you be somebody in the hood with colored skin and sell paraphernalia of some sort. And let's say you really like watching Hannah Montana. Just a some random, right? You just like watching Hannah Montana. And you talking on the phone with your girl, you like, yeah, I was watching Hannah Montana, or like you and your daughter's watching Hannah Montana. But if they're wiretapping you and they suspecting you for selling paraphernalia, you're going to jail. But these people can be tied in, affiliated with someone with the likes of Jeffrey Epstein. They could text them buzzwords, real high profile, but high profile buzzwords that have been highlighted by the FBI and CIA, and they don't get ringed, they don't get flagged, they don't get questioned, they don't get brought in, they don't get arrested. And then I wonder, like, are these people here to protect us? Are they here to protect the people? Are these people here to really legislate? What's going on here? It's go watch Full Metal Alchemist, man.
People who had contact with him before his criminal pleas in 2008 were like most people. They did not know what he was doing.
Ooh, that was clean.
And I think that that is exactly what my husband will testify to tomorrow.
Madam Secretary,
do you believe this was a fair hearing?
Why they keep calling her Madam Secretary? Is that what they call, like, you, like, when you were a past first wife or some shit?
And do you still want to testify publicly, even though you gave this deposition?
Well, I'm not going to do it again. They had a chance to do it in public, and I wish they had done it in public. And I think they're making the wrong decision, avoiding doing it in public. I thought it was very repetitive. I thought that they asked literally the same questions over and over again, which didn't seem to me to be very productive. And then, as I said, toward the end, there were other questions that were totally off subject. So if they are going to fulfill their responsibilities to literally investigate the investigations, which is what they originally said was the scope of their work, I think they could have spent the day more productively.
Madam Secretary, James Matthews from Sky News. Can I ask, why was Pauline Maxwell?
Bro, she looks, like, irritated. Look at this. The fakest smile ever. Eyes just look desolate, like a wasteland, bro. It's like she just looking at them like, you mongrels. What do you want? Like, come on.
Chelsea Clinton's wedding in 2010. She'd already been mentioned in a civil lawsuit by Virginia Giuffre before that. Jeffrey Epstein had already been convicted before that.
She came as the plus one, the guest of someone who was invited. Thank you all.
See, I thought she was. I ain't never even seen this before, but she looked like she was tired of those questions. I could just tell.
All right, so after, oh wait, here she's coming back.
Be out. I don't know when the transcript will be out. We've asked that they be out as quickly as possible, and then you can see everything. Thank you.
And we are going to have more on that Olympic hockey team story that you just mentioned. Thanks, you guys. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Martha McCallum. And this is the story where we begin today. Attorney Josh Ritter live at the landmark social media trial, where the young woman who is the impetus for this lawsuit is now on the stand testifying.
But why he blinking so much, bruh? I don't know if we regularly blink that much, but he's blinking crazy. Sheesh.
That social media had a very negative impact on her mental health. This is a huge case with a lot of implications, and we're going to get to that in just a moment. But first, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is finally answering questions after many requests about Jeffrey Epstein. Now, these questions are being posed at this hour by the House Oversight Committee, and they're behind closed doors. The agreed-to area is the Chappaqua Performing Arts Center, which is near Hillary Clinton's New York home. So the big day, perhaps the bigger day, will be tomorrow, when former President Bill Clinton will testify. Both Clintons postponed these appearances several times before finally agreeing that they would come and answer questions today and tomorrow. Now, the committee says that they will eventually release the video of these recorded depositions. Hillary Clinton has testified about Epstein and his convicted partner in crime, Ghislaine Maxwell, that, quote, she had...
They just two sides of the same coin. Oh, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, not like the American politician version of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Just tied together through the tether of evilness. Like, come on, man.
No idea about their criminal activities. I do not recall ever encountering Mr. Epstein, she says. I never flew on his plane or visited his island, homes, or offices. I have nothing to add to that. And we're getting...
She's lying. She's lying. He had a painting of your husband in there with a blue dress. Talk about something you had no idea about their criminal activities. You don't recall encountering Mr. Epstein. Okay. Bruh, how do they get away with this? They just get to walk free. She got emails, emailing the most heinous things, talking about rituals and stuff. Just free. Free as a bird.
Inside the deposition room, podcaster Benny Johnson did post this photo that he got from Republican Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert on the Oversight Committee. That wasn't supposed to happen, and that provoked a pause in the testimony. So the lawmakers from both parties that are on hand for this committee hearing today for questioning. Watch this.
No one's accusing at this moment the Clintons of any wrongdoing. They're going to have due process, but we have a lot of questions.
We have said from day one that we want to talk to former President Bill Clinton. And the other person we want to talk to is current President Donald Trump.
So with that, the former House Oversight Committee Chairman, Jason Chaffetz, watching all of this play.
They coming for Trump now? They should. I think a lot of people, all these people that have ties to Epstein, should really just be dealt with in a very, very harsh fashion. I'll say it in those guidelines. You know what I'm saying? A one-time harsh fashion. And no more harshness after, because it can't be done because they're not there no more type.
Fox News contributor on the scene in Chappaqua. Also joining me, Doug Schoen, pollster and former Clinton advisor. Good to have both of you with us. Jason, you know, earlier we heard, great to have you, gentlemen. We heard from Chairman Comer. He said we're finally getting accountability. Do you think that's true?
It's on the path to getting accountability. I mean, they've been trying to get the Clintons to come in since October, having to subpoena them and whatnot. This is another piece in that puzzle. It's not the concluding piece by any means. There's a lot more to learn. How did the money flow? What was the political influence? Did they witness any trafficking? Those types of things. This is a very salacious, disturbing story, and they're part of it. Unfortunately, that's the big question that the committee is asking.
Yeah, you know, Doug, the thing that strikes me over and over as I watch all of this and we see this release of files that have come out over the last couple of months is what a shame it is that Jeffrey Epstein was given the space and time to kill himself in that prison, because he is the person at the center of that.
She know he ain't do that. She had to pause, gather herself, put some oomph in saying that. She know that ain't happen.
Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison for the crimes.
She's in a nursing home. She's not in prison. She's in a nursing home. She's not out there with the roughnecks and the butchers, them knife toters, them glass takers. She not out there with none of those people.
Was convicted of in a court of law. And here's a quote I thought was interesting that I wanted to read to you from the New York Times today.
Sure.
Sticking up for Hillary Clinton, saying that Mrs. Clinton's appearance is notable for different reasons. It will act as a reminder.
Bro, she's spitting babble. Pure media babble. She should be saying that Ghislaine Maxwell deserves the utmost penalty. One, that's clear as day. Two, bruh, if you're a regular lady, like a regular woman, like a mom of like 4, this is no joke, a real story as old as time, mind you. This happens every day. It just happened 30 fucking minutes ago, mind you. I'm not like sure of that, but I'm pretty sure statistically it definitely happened 30 minutes ago. If you're a mom of 4 kids, right, guess what's gonna happen? If you do something like steal, like say your kids need food and you steal or some shit, and like they call the police and you get arrested, you're going to jail. And when you go to jail, you're in there with the real roughnecks, some real hard criminals. You know what I'm saying? And now you're in there damn nearly fending for your life because you stole because your kids wanted something to eat for a real just reason, right? But this witch did actual federal crimes, heinous stuff. Literal, like, disgusting, just demon work, man. Demon work, devil's henchman type stuff, right? And she gets to just live her life in a nursing home, watching TV and eating cookies and shit. Okay.
Even after serving 8 years in the Senate, 4 years as Secretary of State, and running for president twice, Mrs. Clinton is still stuck in the awkward position of answering for her husband. What do you think about that, Doug?
Well, I think there's probably a lot of truth to that, Martha, largely because I don't think anyone has been able to contradict what Secretary Clinton said, that she never knew Epstein, never met Epstein, never had anything to do with Epstein. Sadly, Bill Clinton did. He flew on his plane. There were allegations that still need to be demonstrated that Epstein was involved in the instigation and starting with Ghislaine Maxwell of the Clinton Global Initiative. And I think those are fair questions that a bipartisan...
But she ain't know who Epstein was. He's over here a part of the Clinton Global Initiative. He got big parts in your whole foundation. Taking investments and inserting himself into the fold of things. But you don't know who he is. Okay.
Of House members, both agreed, required answers under oath from both Clintons. So, yes, Hillary is unfortunately fallen victim to the decisions and choices Bill Clinton made about the people he associated with.
Yeah, back to you, Jake.
The wildest part This lady has been paying for Bill Clinton's mistakes in life for like a long ass time now. When you really think about it, and it's actually it's funny. It's funnier when you really think hard about it that she's really the mastermind in their relationship. So she definitely knows who Jeffrey Epstein is. You think Bill Clinton's dumbass? Like, I don't. He's probably not really a dumbass, but in the sense in the scale of these people, like this underworld or this realm of people, Bill Clinton is definitely a dumbass. Okay, he got impeached. Did he like get impeached? Like he was a dumbass, bruh. But they ain't even impeached Trump, bruh. But like. So she definitely wore the pants in the relationship. She was the leader. She got this dude to the presidency somehow, some way, right? Was managing all of that while he was blowing chicks left and right, bending them over the president's table. And you mean to tell me your bumbling husband, right? That you know is a liability went and found a business partner and introduced him to y'all brand, right? And you had no idea who he was. Hillary Clinton, the tiger woman, the she a shark, like is she okay?
You know, in terms of oversight, obviously their ability to bring accountability is limited, really. I mean, they can't convict anyone. They can't. They can present something to the DOJ if they come up with something in hopes that maybe they will follow through on this. But, you know, I guess what is the final point here in all of this is the question.
Yeah, the Oversight Committee, members of Congress, they're not given handcuffs. Believe me, there were plenty of times where I wish, as chairman, I could have used some handcuffs, but you can only make that referral. But sunlight is the best disinfectant. It's our system of government. It's the best one we have. And forcing people to come testify, I hardly think that Hillary Clinton is a quote-unquote victim in all this. The real victims were on that island and part of a scheme that was widespread, well above the Clintons. I'm not suggesting that they were the scheme, but I'm saying there are so many people that are trafficked, that human trafficking and sexual.
Yeah, it's still going on, and they're just using this as like a smoke screen at the end of the day, because they're not gonna arrest Bill Gates, they're not gonna arrest Hillary Clinton, they're not gonna arrest Bill Clinton. They're not gonna arrest nobody. But unless you steal a candy bar 3 times, you gonna sit for 20 years next to Steelhead Joe. And if you look at Steelhead Joe wrong, he gonna bust your head open. America for you. All right, so let's go to the Iran's. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not. This y'all see behind closed doors explosive Epstein testimony. Y'all go over there, finish that if y'all want to. But we going to war with Iran, and I do want to touch on that. I definitely want to touch on that. And it's funny as heck to me because that happened right after this, right? Damn. Chill, is that an American flag? Oh shit. Am I tripping? Oh shit, is that an American flag, bro? That's crazy, bro. Hey, hold up. My mom calling me.